Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Jamaica Roots TV. Hope you're all doing well today. So the United States have issued a travel advisory to Jamaica. The United States on Tuesday, May 31st, in a Level 3 travel advisory urged Americans to reconsider visiting Jamaica, listing 8 of the country's 14 parishes that are at an increased risk due to crime. In fact, with the advisory being issued just ahead of the summer travel season, the U.S. has singled out the popular resort town of Montego Bay in St. James as an area to avoid due to crime. The parishes Americans are being told not to travel to are Clarendon, Hanover, Kingston, St. Andrews, St. Anne, St. Catherine, St. James, and Westmoreland. Violent crimes such as home invasions, armed robbery, sexual assaults, homicides are common. SA occur frequently, including at all-inclusive resorts, the advisory said. It added, local police lack the resources to respond effectively to serious criminal incidents. The Level 3 advisory also stated that emergency service vary throughout the island, and response times may vary from U.S. standards. The homicide rate reported by the government of Jamaica has, for several years, been among the highest in the Western Hemisphere, the advisory continued. The advisory also provided a breakdown of areas in the 8 parishes that U.S. government personnel are prohibited from traveling to, adding that they are prohibited from using public buses and from driving outside of the prescribed areas of Kingston at night. Among the tips provided for U.S. citizens who decide to travel to Jamaica are: avoid walking or driving at night, avoid public buses, avoid secluded places or situations, do not physically resist any robbery attempt, be aware of your surroundings, and keep a low profile. Anytime there's a travel advisory issued, it is going to have an effect on the the number of tourists coming in. A lot of people will not stop their travel plans. They will not change their travel plans. Some will, and majority will not, because you've seen it, that they've issued travel advisory before, and Jamaica got so many tourists coming in. It was like they said a record amount of tourists came in even with travel advisory issued. So I guess they feel somewhat safe if they're going to the resort, and all the buses, they meet you at the airport, take you to the resort, and you're basically on the resort. If you're leaving the resort, it's usually in a monitored setting. The hotel will take you to certain places, and usually these are daytime trips, and of course you're going to be with the hotel staff in the buses and stuff like that. So I don't think a small majority may change their plans, but most people will not. For the people who are actually planning to come, they may reconsider again. I doubt they will change their plans to go to Jamaica. A small majority may do it. For the people who already have all the wheels in motion, and even a smaller majority may call and cancel, because they feel somewhat safe in the hotels. We've had I think a couple of cases where there were essays being committed on the properties, right? Certain properties are not 100% safe, especially at night. You may have tourists coming out at 1 o'clock saying they feel to go for a walk, or they feel like having a snack or something to eat, and they go down with little supervision. I wouldn't say supervision, with without the hotel staff knowing that they've left the room. So there's certain things that you have to make sure that you're still doing, even though you're on a property that is supposed to be guarded 24 hours. You still have to ensure your safety as an individual or for your family. Number one, don't leave the doors opened. Do not do that. Okay? There are locks inside, a couple of locks in some hotels, by the way. There's a peephole and there is a chain lock. So even if someone knocks, you use the chain lock, right? Or you use that peephole as well. They would call you most of the time. If they're coming to the hotel room, they give you a call. Sometimes they may not, right? Say usually say they're on their way, or they give you a time frame as to when someone is going to come by. Okay, so don't be, I would say don't wander around the property. Some of these properties are very large properties. Some of them you have to use a golf cart to drive around the properties, or to go from one building to another building. And some are small and a more intimate setting. The smaller ones, a lot of people prefer to go to the smaller ones because there's only like average about say 20 guests or 30 guests max on these small properties, whereas the larger ones can be quite a bit. I would say like a couple hundreds or 1,000 person would be on the property. I would say the really big ones you can expect, if it's maximum occupancy, and you have like full capacity, you can have up to 1,000 guests in these hotels sometimes. But for the most part, it's like between 200 to 400 guests on the property average for the medium-sized ones, right? These properties, like the mid-sized ones, you would have maybe say 300 to 600 guests. Could be up or down depending, right? And then the lower ones you could have under 100 guests, and then there's others that you will have under 20 guests. So it all depends on where you're going, right? So I would just say stick to the some of the information here. Stick to the travel advisory and just try to be safe. We all heard about what happened at that hotel. I'm not going to call the name, in Montego Bay, where the lady was assaulted. And I think they left the balcony door opened, right? And when they woke up, there was this person inside the room. So do not do that. Make sure that when you're going to sleep, you make sure all your doors are locked. Just treat it as if you are at home. When you're going to bed at night, you make sure that you close all the doors and the windows, right? Same concept, right? Because number one, you should even be more careful because there's a lot of strangers around, right? So you should take even more precaution. Don't let down your guard. You enjoy yourself, but I would say still be smart and make sure that you and your family are safe. Exercise caution all the way. If you've been speaking to someone on the phone, exercise caution in that regard. Meet the person at during the day where people will be present. If you're meeting the person for the first time, just be very careful in everything you do as a visitor. And I'm sure a lot of people will still probably still come on their vacation, but the ultimate decision will be yours. I'm not here to tell you to cancel your plans. I'm not here to tell you, okay, go ahead, it's going to be okay. You make that assessment yourself and decide with your family, or of course, if it's just you alone, then you determine that for yourself, and you can go on the website and get more information. .state.gov, U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Consular Affairs, and you will get that information. Hope this video was helpful to someone. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care of yourself and others. Bye for now until the next video.